Welcome, everybody, to Phillies Unfiltered. Along with Jim Russo, I'm Brent Tracy. We have made it back, Jim, 2 weeks in a row. I am proud of us. That is not something we've accomplished a lot this year, but we are doing it this week.
Yes, let's do this thing. I'm ready to go. It was a up and down week for our boys, and I'm looking forward to having a little chat.
Yes. So, let's get right into it. I don't really have like an icebreaker or anything like that. I just, I think the big thing that happened this week that was very cool was the Field of Dreams game, right? Yes. That was very cool. I had Netflix left on my thing from when the Home Run Derby was happening, and I had never canceled it, so I was like, all right, well, whatever, we'll watch this, then we'll cancel it again, because I'm trying to, like, balance what platforms I have and stuff.
Yeah.
It was great. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. What do you think?
I enjoyed the game. I'll tell you that. Hey, lead off shore bomb, I'm happy. Like, you knew right off the bat that thing was going.
Yeah.
But my big takeaway was Aaron Nola looked pretty solid.
He did. He rose to the challenge for sure.
I mean, he like the breaking ball, his curveball. It's when he's effective with that, he's pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's all world, but he has been rightening the ship a little bit the last few starts. Yeah, sure, he's gonna let up a home run, which he did, but that was all. That's the only run he's letting up is the home run. He doesn't walk guys that much, and
right.
Yeah, he needs to paint the corners, and sometimes he can't do that. And with ABS, it makes it a little bit harder for him.
That two-seamer
at the Field of Dreams game may have helped him.
Yeah, the two-seamer was something he lived on for a long time, where it was catching the corner.
Yeah, I would love to see the break on that thing when it's moving.
Right.
But I'm happy with him, and overall the team played well. It was a fun game to watch. Netflix, not a fan of the Netflix broadcast.
Hunter Pence,
CC, Anthony Rizzo, and Matt Vasgersian, who I've had enough of Matt Vasgersian for the rest of my life.
They kicked him off. They kicked him off of there. It's Boog, Shambi, and Singleton.
Now, so. I mean, his shtick can only last so long. Like he gets, like Joe Davis does kind of the same thing but better.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the way I see it. Like Matt Vasgersian gets loud, but it's just not as entertaining as Joe Davis. Joe Davis lives to the moment and gives good words to go with it, not the same thing over and over again. But I digress. But the game itself, I would say, was 8 out of 10. Well, I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it was really cool. I like the opening thing with all the players coming out of the cornfield. I mean, that was great. Cody and Roger having a catch, that whole thing was pretty cool. Marsh had a good outing. I mean, he had that home run. He tracked some balls down in the field. Had him on the live, mic there in the field at one point. He's always a good candidate for that because he's going to be entertaining at least. But yeah, it was a cool game to watch. And more, I mean, beyond the game itself, it was great to see them kind of play well in that. I mean, we'll kind of get to this series, but after the first series of the week, because you alluded to this earlier, it was a very up and down week. It was a tale of two series. That's what the week was. I mean, polar opposite results, approaches, efforts, everything from this team in each of those series. They look like two completely different teams from series to series, which is definitely a problem, the consistency. But what's your big takeaway from the St. Louis series? Because I have a couple thoughts, but I mean, I was so frustrated watching that. I hated watching every minute of that series.
When the offense dies, it dies.
Yeah.
Bad. Like, it's brutal.
It is.
I mean, there were just how many double plays did they hit into?
That kills morale.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like pitch selection again. You see JT swinging early after you see a 4-pitch walk and he swings at the first pitch. No, don't do that.
Which he should know better.
He should, somebody of his experience, absolutely.
Yeah.
There were it's too often we're coming up with bases loaded and
nobody
less
out.
Than 2 outs.
Yeah, a lot of times nobody.
Empty. Yeah, nobody, 1 out, empty. Like, no. Like, you got to produce a run.
At least one or two.
You got to come away with something.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was one bases loaded. A Rise smoked one, and what can you do?
Well, it was a double play. I think it was a line drive right
he hit it into a handful of double plays that series. It's just he was struggling, just getting his hits. Thankfully, he came around a little bit, but it's the St. Louis series is not exciting. It's not fun to watch. How they won? What they won one, right? How that happened.
Did they?
Did they win one? I think they won. They won.
Yeah, I guess they did. Yeah, but it was ugly. That was the thing. Yeah, and they almost lost it.
I think it was a 2-1. I think it was maybe a 2-1 game, something like that. And well, it was the one with what was it? Ron Hell pitched and Bolin closed it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But that game was a mess. The offense just they just went away. They decided they had taken the trip to Iowa already, whereas the pitching's tried to stick around, but Wheels wasn't sharp. He was a little bit all over the place, and he got roughed up big time. It's one inning.
Yeah, he's having that once out of every 3 outings lately. It seems like it sort of happens to him.
When you have Christopher Sanchez and Jesus Luzardo pitching as well as they can and do, and have been, then we can accept a bad start, from our 1B guy at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. The game that they won in that St. Louis series of 6-5 was the final, and they almost blew it. Which is again the theme. It's the bullpen. That there's no safe lead with this bullpen, it seems, and I get that Rangel was in there for a longer amount of time because the bullpen was so exhausted prior to that series. I understand that, but where do the excuses end? Like there's always an excuse as to why the bullpen's being used a certain way or why they're struggling. This time of the year, there's no excuses. You gotta have it down where if you have a 4 or 5 run lead after the 6th inning, that's got to be pretty safe if you're going to be a serious contender in the playoffs. It just has to be.
It just hasn't been.
No,
we're holding a 3-run lead going into the 7th. I'm pretty sure I told you I don't feel comfortable.
I don't either.
It's just
I think Bolin
all over the place.
Bolin and Duran, if you can get it to them with a 2-run lead, a 2-3-run lead, I feel okay. I feel a lot better than any other scenario with the bullpen. But yeah, anything prior to the 7th inning, nothing's safe. You have to keep the foot on the pedal with the offense, as far as I'm concerned, because Kerkering is not a sure thing at all. Meza can eat innings, as I've mentioned before, but he's not locked down by any means. And there's really nobody else that jumps out at me in that bullpen that's like, yeah, this guy can really get the job done consistently.
Yeah, I don't need to see Sugared anymore.
Well, I think, didn't they send him down?
I need to see more McFarland.
Yeah, they need to give him some innings.
Stuff.
They need to give him some innings.
He's got some electricity to him, and I'd love to see it. He's this year's Orion, I guess.
You can't teach that kind of velocity, as what I always say.
You can't. He could be dangerous if he can get that experience prior to the postseason. Should they make the postseason?
Yeah,
and he could be a vital piece of that bullpen. Bolin, I'm very impressed with Bolin.
Honestly, he has
this entire year. What a trade!
Steadily risen. He has steadily risen to become a guy that you can rely on. The ERA is good. He's getting outs. He's more confident in his pitches, and he is your setup guy at this point. That's what he is. I mean, there's nobody else that I'm looking at that's like, maybe that guy. No, it's him. I don't trust anybody else. But
I don't. You know what? I'm okay with it as long as you can bridge that gap. The problem is, who is the bridge? So you got Bolin and Duran, but who's pitching the 7th inning?
Or the 6th inning in cases, exactly, like Nola and Painter aren't getting through the 6th inning very consistently most of the time. Like if they give you 5-6, I'm okay with that. The 6 would be great. 5 is even okay if you keeping it under 3 runs. That'd be great.
Aside from the beginning of yesterday and the beginning of the Orioles series for Painter, he's been pretty solid too.
Yeah, I think the starters are not my concern. Even that
right
includes
the bridge.
It includes the bottom of the rotation, like you said. Nola will have an odd game out there where he pitches very well, like the Field of Dreams game. Painter has had moments where he has definitely looked better than the first half of the season. He's going to have blips. I'm not giving up on him. I do need to see more consistency next year, I think, from him from start to finish. But as far as this year, not sure how much he's going to get if they do make the postseason in terms of innings, but for right now, our rotation is the least of our concerns, and that is just objectively
Agreed.
true. Like,
Agreed.
um, you talked about Arise. I think part of the problem, and I'm not making excuses for him because you got to hit when you come up, but I don't like him in the middle of the lineup. I think that screws with his head. I don't care what he says because he has said he's like, I'll hit wherever they put me, which is the professional answer to give. You should say that. But he's not a middle of the lineup guy. It's not rocket science. Exactly.
Right. We know this.
Put him there.
He puts the ball. So the way they see it, he puts the ball in play. And the guys in front of him are getting on base,
but they're not fast.
No, they're not. Outside of Trey, they're not.
And Harper can run decently well, but he is not a fast guy.
He's not blazing.
No, and that's a huge issue. You got to put a guy like Arise at the top. I don't know why they continue to do this. And I get that, yes, in Minnesota it worked. In the Minnesota series,
I was gonna say, they scored. How many runs they scored that series?
But again, you look at the St. Louis series, and it was the polar opposite. You're going to keep seeing this seesaw thing until you put the right lineup out there.
But they had the opportunities. They just didn't execute in St. Louis. A lot.
But I think a lot of that's because you've got a guy like Arise coming up with the bases loaded. That's not his thing. You want Harper up in that situation. You want Schwarber up in that situation. Arise should be the guy setting the table. And I think, again, Schwarber ahead of a guy like that on the base paths is not conducive to scoring a lot of runs because he's not a fast runner.
Right, and then it's more Arise is setting the table for himself by being in the middle of the lineup, because now Bryce isn't seeing pitches. Bryce is walking a lot.
Yeah, he is, which is fine. But again, if people aren't driving you in behind consistently, they got it. They got to put him at the top. I don't care if it's Trey 1, Arise 2, or vice versa. I prefer Arise at 1, but I wouldn't complain if they at least put him at the 2 spot.
Unless there's some sort of week long lull, which we only got a series worth. It's not happening. It's going to stay exactly.
I know, and I hate it,
but there's some bright spots in this lineup right now. I mean, Arise gave us a good first impression. We know what he does. But my guy Bryson Stott, all around, he's just fun to watch. Like he's playing a really good third base
and second base. They had him back at second, and he's
second base.
What do you know? He's a middle infielder,
right? But it's not just the glove; it's the bat.
Yeah, he's hitting.
He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's seeing pitches. He had a stretch where he didn't strike out. And for quite a while, like that's a big deal, especially somebody like him who just needs to put the ball in play because he's got the legs.
Contact.
He can move.
Yes.
Like him and Crawford, they're doing what they need to do. Their averages are steadily climbing. So they just put the ball in play. You're going to snag second base. Great. Well, we know you can do it. And I hate throwing flowers out there. Alec Bohm.
Your boy.
Heck of a series in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. I still
don't
want to see him anymore.
Exactly.
He's locked. But hey, he's locked in for those 3 games. Hopefully he brings it against Miami this today, being Monday. But it was interesting to see the all the shuffling around too in the field yesterday. With you had
Edmundo at short.
Edmundo, you moved him to short because Trey wasn't available, and you had the opportunity to keep him out, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you moved Bohm to third, Bryce at first where he should be, and then Stott at second. And hey, it worked out.
Yeah.
Does Arise make that play?
I mean, Stott's the best infielder we have. We've said that 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah,
it's not even a contest.
Best defender we have at this point.
Yeah, for sure. But De La Cruz got the big hit there, and what was it, the 8th inning? It wasn't. Yeah. He didn't crush the ball, but he put it in play where they weren't, and that's where it starts. You got to make contact in big spots, and he did. So.
Yeah. Ashley's enjoying watching Brian De La Cruz play. except for
Okay.
he's not wearing a hat because he's bald. But no, I think she's having a good time watching him and Derek Hill
Yeah.
and her boy Kyle and Brandon. So it's been good in this last couple days.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm happy with obviously how that series went, but I think you and I texted you. What did I say? I said, uh, so which team is the real version of the Phillies, the St. Louis
Yeah.
series or the Minnesota series? And you said neither and both,
Yes.
which I think
Like
encapsulates this team perfectly.
yes, it's both and neither
Yeah.
every time. It's just like, we know it's what we expect at this point. We just don't know which one's going to appear, but one of them's going to. You're going to have either a great team or a really bad one.
Right, and I think that's the issue I have because I'm not convinced that this Minnesota version is the real version. My feeling is we're going to see the St. Louis version come playoff time if they make the playoffs or down the stretch in September because history tells me that's what we're going to get. So until they can prove otherwise, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to be pessimistic about it.
Yeah.
Show me, prove to me that you guys have what it takes.
Yeah.
Come out and get it done
That's
when you need to get it done.
that mantra is show me.
Yeah.
They haven't done it, and unfortunately, I agree with you with what we're going to see in the playoffs should they make it. But they need to turn it around right now. I mean, well, they put a good showing in Minnesota, but they need to.
But they got to continue
that pace. They need to
Yeah.
continue that pace, and that's where you got to beat up on teams that are struggling. Miami's faltered a little bit lately, so
But
take
they always
advantage of that.
they always
But
play
they
us
always play us
tough.
tough.
So that's definitely not a series where you
And-
can go, "Oh, we got this,"
And then they got St. Louis this weekend.
back at home.
And,
Yeah.
at least that's home. But again, which team are we going to get? Are we going to get the same team we saw in St. Louis? Hopefully not. But
Got the Mariners coming up too in a little
not
while.
going to be an easy series. I
Nope.
mean, it's like there's a lot of tough games, a tough series left.
We've got Arizona in Arizona. They always, for some
That's
reason,
big.
give us fits. I just,
And
no
that's
matter
going to be
what.
important.
Yep.
They need to win that series. There's no. I mean, that's the obvious statement, but it might behoove them to take 3. Like, you better line it up.
They got to rack up wins. That's what
Yeah.
what it amounts to. And you are going to need some sweeps in there to start, creating that separation in the wild card.
Hey, great win yesterday.
Yeah.
Coming from behind after a horrid start, you had opportunities to score earlier. They didn't. Painter had a rough first inning, but he settled in a little bit. Still a little wild, but settled in enough.
Well, he recovered. Yeah, he recovered to be
and
steady and give them some innings. Yes.
Yeah, and then they chipped away. They got a run, and then boom, hit a monster shot. And hey, put the ball in play. You never know what happens. And hey, you scored runs, and you won the game. Thankfully,
I mean, yeah, they averaged what 7-8 runs in a game in that series. So that's if you can do that somewhat regularly, you're going to have success. But the problem is in St. Louis, they got shut out one game. They scored 1 run. The other, a second game.
anemic. Yeah.
You can't do that. And again, as we've talked about, this team is built to outslug teams. And if they're not hitting, things are going to go real poorly because the bullpen is not built to hold a 1-0, 2-1 lead. It's just not. So you've got to bring the bats every single time. So I don't know. I don't feel great about it, honestly. I love the series. Don't get me wrong. They played well. It was great to see them playing well. But as you said, show me over the next 3-4 weeks. Show me you can do that for a month straight almost, and not necessarily win every series, but the 4 gamers at least split those if you're not going to take 3 out of 4, especially against the really good teams. But you got to find ways to win a lot of games here. You got very little time left to put it together.
And one thing with Minnesota, good for Cody Clemens.
Yeah, I love seeing him succeed.
Like he wasn't going to be an everyday player here, and we know that. And he's having a heck of a year. 20+ homers right now.
Yeah, and he's a good guy. He plays decent, pretty good defensively. He's a good player. I like him. I always liked him when he was here, but like you said, there just wasn't a spot for him. It was just like a logistics issue, not so much a we don't like you issue. But yeah, good for him. Glad he landed on his feet, and that
absolutely.
he seems to be doing quite well.
And then, did you see the dude from St. Louis the other day? The rookie Baez?
Yeah, well, in Chicago, yeah, he hit first three. Was it first three swings or first three at bats?
First three at bats.
Okay, because I think the one was the first swing.
And they were not cheapies.
No, he crushed all of them.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens this time next year once pitchers figure
really
out.
Cool. I hope he doesn't do that here.
Right. We'll see a year from now where he is, because guys come in on fire and then it's like pitchers figure out how to hit them.
I think I saw something in this year in the minors. He hit 4 homers in a game, so I guess he got some pop.
Wow.
So
him and Walker in that lineup
in Philly this weekend.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens there.
Well, I don't know. This is there's not a lot to say other than we talked about those 2 series and we talked about what's coming up. As you said, you got the Marlins starting today in Philly, so we're back home for that. And, got to win home games. We got to bring that home record up. We talked about that last episode where we're barely over 500 at home, and that is not going to cut it, if you're going to make it to the postseason. You've got to win games at home. So hopefully we get rolling tonight and kind of take it to the Marlins this series, continue that against St. Louis, and then, go from there. Just start winning ball games and do it, as you said, convincingly. They did that in the Twin Series. That's what we were looking for. But we need to start.
3.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I mean, they didn't quit, at least in the one yesterday. They went down and they battled back. Do. Yeah, so. Yeah. So no, I think it'll be an interesting, rest of August. I think how they play the next 2 weeks is going to determine, to me, what will happen to this team. I really, truly believe that. I don't think they can flounder through the rest of this month and then pick it up in September. I just don't see that working. They need to start. Hopefully Minnesota was the start of this drive into September, because the next 2 weeks to me are going to dictate whether they have a legit shot in the postseason or not.
Yeah, they need to rack up some wins, because September does not look easy at all.
No.
So.
No, you've got the
against the Rays.
You got the Braves, you got the Astros, you got the Braves again. You got a bunch of divisional games, which are always hard. Washington, Mets, Brewers, of course, always at the top of the NL. They can't get it done in the playoffs, but they're always regular season scary.
Yes.
Tampa Bay, you got to finish it off, like I think you just said that. It's a September schedule is not easy. It is going to be a very hard schedule, which is why not only do you have to get wins now to start racking them up once September comes, but to build the confidence going into September to play those games. So
hopefully you stay healthy and do what you got to do.
Yes. So, well, that's all I have. This is a fairly short one by our standards, because we're blabbermouths, but we cut it short today.
Just a bit. Oh, all right. Well, I guess I'll wrap it up then.
Go ahead, Jim.
Well, folks, don't forget you can watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Apple and Spotify at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast. Follow us on Facebook at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast, Instagram at Phillies Unfiltered, and X/Twitter at Funfilter. That's PHUNPHILTHERD. And that's wrong.
You got so confident.
I think honestly, I think at this point you can spell fun filtered. So
there you go. Just leave it at that.
I don't know where the extra H came in. It's been a month. So.
The kids are about to go back to school. Jim just needs to go with them, right?
I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I can't spell anymore. I need to go to 4th grade with Finn.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us, everyone. We will try our best to continue this streak. We want to stay consistent, too. We want to try and keep our streak going as much as possible. But with that said, Jim, we say it every week.
Go Phils.
Go Phils. See you, everybody.
See you.